Assalamu'alaikum warohmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, good morning. How are you today? So, I hope you are all doing great. Welcome back with me, Miss Dati. For today's lesson, we are going to talk about job application letter. Have you ever heard about that material before? So actually, this material belongs to the 12th grade students for the first semester. So, without any further ado, let's check this material out. So, here is Raka, my cousin. He just got fired from his previous job and now he is looking for a new job. So what do you guys think that he has to do in order to get a job? Yup, he has to write a job application letter first in order to get a job, right? But what is job application letter? So, job application letter is a letter that is written in order to apply for a job. So, this letter consists of our important information and also the reason why we want to apply for that position. And then, what is the purpose, miss, of making this job application letter? Of course, the purpose is to apply for a job or to apply for a certain position. But not only to apply for a job, we can also make the HRD or the employer get interested and call us for the interview. So it is very important for us to make a correct job application letter. And here is the example of a job application letter. Look at this. Okay, now we come to the most important part. What is that, miss? Is how to make a great job application letter. In order to make a great job application letter, we have to know the generic structure. How to make it? What do we have to write first, miss? So, in job application letter, we only have two generic structures. The first one is body, and the second one, is opening, and the second one is body. So, what do we have to write, miss, in body? Okay, the first one is we have to write the applicant's address, alias alamat pengirim atau alamat pelamar, applicant's address. What do we have to write, miss, in applicant's address? So we usually write it on the left corner, of the letter. And then what do we have to write, miss? We have to write the name, our name, the sender's name or the writer's name. Alright? So after we write the sender's name or our name, we have to write our address. Right, our address. Where do I live? Where do we live? We write it. Okay? And then the third one, we have to write our phone number. Okay? Our phone number. And don't forget, we can also write our email address. Okay, so what do we have to write in applicant's address, guys? The first one is the name, our name, the writer's name, the sender's name. And then the second one is the sender's address. And also the sender's telephone number. And then also the sender's email address. That's the first thing that we have to write in job application letter. And then the second generic structure is date. So after writing the applicant's address, we have to write the date. What date is that, miss? The date when we write the letter. So we have two different styles in writing the date. The first one is British style. Okay, so in British style, we write the month first, and then followed by the day, and then followed by the year. For example, July 1st, 2020. And in the second style, we have American style. So we write the day first, and then followed by the month, and the last must be followed by the year. For example, 1 July 2020. Remember? And then we move to the third generic structure. We have employer's address. So after writing the date, we have to write the employer's address. But what is employer's address means? So in employer's address, we have to write down the name of the recipient or the receiver. For example, I want to apply to become an English teacher in Araihan. So I have to write down the name of the recipient of my letter. For example, Abi Zayat Namiri. Okay, and then after the name, I have to write down the job title. Okay, the job title of the receiver or the recipient. For example, I want to send this letter to Abi Zayat. So the job title is the headmaster. So the name, Abi Zayat Namiri, and then followed by his position. For example, headmaster, for example, and then followed by the company's name. So the name, the job title, and then the company's name. The company's name is Araihan Islamic Scientific School. Okay, the name of the company that you want to apply. Alright, and then the fourth one, we have to write down the company's address. So if I want to apply in Araihan Islamic Scientific School, the address will be like Punawirawan Street number 100 Bandar Lampung, for example. So the address of the company, you have to write it down. Okay? So the third generic structure is employer's address. And then we move to the fourth generic structure. We have salutation or greeting. The examples are like dear sir, dear madam, dear mister, dear Mrs., something like that. And then the most important generic structure, we move to the body of letter. So what do we have to write in body of letter? So the first one, we have to write the introduction. So in introduction, we have to introduce ourselves. We have to introduce our name, and then where do we find this job vacancy. For example, I found it in Instagram. You have to write it down. Or maybe you found this job vacancy in the newspaper, so you have to write it down. And then don't forget to tell in introduction that what is the position that you want to apply in this company. And then we move to the next generic structure, which is body of letter. So in body of letter, we have to write down three most important things. The first one is our experience, our skills, and our value for the company. So for example, our experience like and also the achievement, the achievement. For example, like I won a singing competition. For example, I won a Scrabble competition in 2020. For example, you have to write it down, your achievement. And then what else? The experience. Maybe you have joined some organization before, so you have to write it down. Okay, after experience, you have to write down the skills. Okay, your skills. For example, I am able to speak English fluently. My TOEFL score is 600, something like that. So the company want to accept you. Okay, so you have to write down your skills. And then the last one is the value for the company. So you have to write down your value for the company. For example, I am an adaptive person. I can work under pressure. Okay, what else? Something like that, The next generic structure, we have closing. So in closing, we have to write down our expectation towards the company. For example, it would be more than glad to be present to meet you directly, to join for an interview, for example. Jadi misalnya kalian pengen dipanggil interview, kalian tulis di situ. Kalian tulis ekspektasi kalian pengen dipanggil buat interview gitu. Dan And don't forget to write down your email address or your phone number because they will contact you using that contact person, right? Okay, and then the last we have complimentary clause. Complimentary clause usually is like yours truly, yours faithfully, something like that. And then followed by signature. Signature is our name, so you have to write down our full name in the signature. So guys, I think that's all about our materials today. Now you can make your own job application letter, right? So I think that's all. I hope you like this video and I hope you can make your own job application letter. So see you on the next video guys. Bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.